In the dark and misty corridors of the deep forest, a fear darker than courage itself roamed. The pale light seeping through the branches rendered the shadows of the trees long and ominous. This place seemed like a mysterious realm, the heart of inevitable darkness and oblivion. Alex ventured into this dark forest with his adventurous spirit. He took steps with a unique curiosity and fearlessness. However, there was an entity in this place that did not belong. A demon hidden in the shadows was following his steps. Strange whispers echoed in the depths, and suddenly, a shadow emerged from among the trees. Initially appearing as just an extension of the darkness, it gradually took on a more tangible form. A silhouette stood near Alex, sending shivers down his spine. "Who's there?" Alex called out, his heart pounding rapidly. However, the response was only silence. The mist swallowed the figure again, and everything returned to normal. Alex felt as if he could only hear the echo of his own breath. Yet, that brief moment had planted a seed of fear within him. As the night progressed, the forest grew even darker. Alex felt as if he had lost his way back home. The shadows began to envelop him. Everywhere he looked, traces of that strange figure lingered. Suddenly, something whispered his name. Alex's hair stood on end. He quickly glanced around, but saw nothing. Only darkness and silence surrounded him. Then, the shadows that had been following him converged into a human figure. It resembled a faceless ghost, with only empty darkness. Alex's voice caught in his throat. He recoiled in fear, but the figure approached him. Its cold breath brushed against Alex's neck. "Why are you here?" The figure whispered, its voice echoing inside Alex's ears. Alex stood frozen, unsure which way to turn. But fleeing and getting lost in the darkness seemed pointless. Gathering his courage, he began to speak slowly. "I just got lost. I was trying to find my way back home." The figure, with its faceless dark eyes, stared at him. "Many who get lost here never return," it said quietly. Alex's heart raced, but he stepped toward the figure with determination. "I will return. No darkness can stop me." The figure paused for a moment, then nodded. "Then go," it said. "But remember, it's easy to get lost among the shadows. And once you're lost, nothing will ever be the same." Alex looked into the depths of the figure's eyes and then ran swiftly into the forest. Only silence and darkness remained behind him. From that day on, Alex was never quite the same. Every night, he felt a ghost lurking among the shadows of that dark forest. Perhaps it truly was so. Perhaps he had been lost among the shadows and could never return. No one knew for sure, but those who got lost in that forest still tell Alex's story. They believe that those who disappear among the shadows never return, and that mysterious entities take them away. And perhaps that's the truth. Alex's determined steps cut through the silence of the dark forest. Anger and fear battled within him, but a glimmer of hope still remained. He was determined to do everything to return home. As he walked among the shadows, under the tall and intimidating trees, only one thought occupied Alex's mind: to survive. Suddenly, a sound broke the silence surrounding him. Alex quickly turned but saw nothing. Turning his gaze back to the path ahead, he felt something following him. But this time, instead of fear, he met it with determination. "I won't let the shadows stop me," he murmured, hastening his steps. Somewhere in the depths, a voice called out to him. This time, Alex heard it more clearly. "Come here," the voice whispered, pulling him toward it. With his resolve intact, Alex ventured deeper into the darkness, facing a bold future. And finally, when he emerged from the depths of the dark forest, a light gleamed ahead. He had found a way back home. His eyes focused on the silhouette of his distant home, but something felt amiss. The sight of his home seemed distorted, marred by an abnormality. Alex's heart raced, and he hastened his steps. However, no matter how fast he ran, the closer he got to his home, the more pronounced the strange distortion became. Finally reaching his home, when he opened the door, darkness greeted him. It was as if his home had been enveloped by a ghostly presence. Alex stepped back in astonishment, but he was determined not to retreat. As he wandered through his home, he felt the presence of a ghost in every corner. Fear enveloped him, but he remained resolute. He knew something was wrong, and he had to confront this darkness. Finally, he found a room in the farthest corner of the house. Upon opening the door, he saw a table with a burning candle on it. But at the other end of the room, a figure appeared. Faceless, it exuded darkness. "Stop following me," the figure whispered, its voice filling the room. Alex recoiled, knowing he could no longer escape. He had once again been lost in this darkness, and there might be no return. But within him, a glimmer of hope still remained. Venturing into the dark future among the shadows, perhaps one day he could return home.